Hey guys, Krisha here. Please be cautious of any fake comments and emails you may receive from people pretending to be Mango Research. Sean and I will never, ever contact you for investment opportunities or anything of that sort. To get in touch with the real Mango team, make sure to join our official Discord chat using the link in the description below. Stay safe out there, and remember, do it Mango.
Good morning, guys. My name is Sean Dex, and I welcome you back. I welcome you back to the Mango Grove on this beautiful, beautiful weekend morning. A happy weekend to all of you. I have the beautiful, the gorgeous, the radio voice, Krisha herself. Krisha, say hi.
And what's up, you guys? Welcome back.
Krisha, Bitcoin. Doing Bitcoin things. That bounce off that 4-day SNR, my oh my, in hindsight it looks all so obvious, all so easy, but hey, yet so hard to trade. What are your thoughts on this?
I think it looks powerful here, honestly. I think the push that we saw yesterday, and that was one thing that we were looking for. We told everyone, we're looking for that push in the next 24 hours, and we got just that. And that is showing us that's a testament to the power on the bullish side right now. And Sean, more importantly, look at how well the dashboard levels, how price has been playing off the levels on the dashboard, right? The 4-day SNR regions.
I want to touch on what you just mentioned, though. You said that we told people that we're looking for it to happen within the next 24 hours. But in truth, that was mostly you. You were looking for it to happen over the next 24 hours, while I was looking for like the next 2 days and 18 hours, right? Over the weekend for Bitcoin to put in that move. But you were really adamant, even the prior morning. You're like, Sean, this needs to happen within the next 24 hours or Bitcoin's going to dump from here. So what gave you that tip off that it needed to happen within the next 24 hours?
It was the lower time frames. I'm like, if this, because we had opened underneath the monthly 10 simple moving average, I'm like, all right, we need to see some power in this region, and that was only going to be given to us on the 4-hour time frame. It's only once we really start building the momentum there did we stand a chance to actually take back some of the key regions, even say on the 4-day time frame that we had lost, as well as a weekly time frame. But it had to happen fast. We needed to see that follow through immediately if this has to be a bullish ending for Bitcoin.
So guys, right over here we have the 4-hour time frame, and Krisha's talking about this structure right over here. Krisha primarily was looking at these highs, right? Taking out these highs over here and these highs.
More so, yeah, that one right there. The second one that you marked out, that was the most important one for Bitcoin to take out.
So I believe, Krisha, you were looking at a double pattern, the kind of patterns that I love, patterns within patterns. Those are the ones I really like to play. And I think that you were essentially looking at, and now correct me if I'm wrong, I'm going to try. I'm not the pattern queen here. She's the pattern queen. But you said that there was a inverted Adam and Eve within another inverted Adam. Like, wait, it was a W. You're looking at a W-like formation, right? Within an Adam and Eve, where this was the Adam and this was the Eve. Was
Correct.
That right?
Yep.
Okay, yeah, there you go, guys. And Krisha, could you go ahead and mark out the 2 measured moves that you had marked out for us yesterday?
So let's go ahead and plot those in. So we had the first one right here, which I believe this one we have met. We met with this just today, I believe.
Ooh, nice.
Right?
Yeah, we're coming back to test it now.
Yeah, so this one has been met officially. How about the larger pattern? Let's go ahead and check that one out as well. That goes here. Take it on the break. And boom, where does that take us up to?
50,000. And that's actually the $50,000 to $52,000 level is actually a key level on the higher time frames. And in fact, this allows us to bring it all back to the 4-day time frame. So guys, right in the beginning of the video, I talked about how, hey, it's also easy in hindsight, right? It could have been such an easy trade, but it's so hard to trade. And why is that? It's hard to trade because people inevitably get sucked into the noise of the lower time frames. And if you're a new trader, you'll often find that if you had just stayed away from the lower time frames, you would have gotten easier trades on the higher time frame. Because look at the noise that we have over here, guys. Up and down, up and down, up and down. It's so choppy, right? But we go on over to the dashboard. dashboard now, looking at only the high time frames. Right now we're looking at the weekly time frame, but these automatic support and resistance lines, and yes guys, these are drawn in automatically for you on the dashboard, is of the 4-day time frame, right? And you can see that we literally came down, bounced off it, and well, we essentially bounce right back up, right? So literally, if you are trading, if you have a family, you have a full-time job, and you're trading only on the weekends, and you want to look at your trades only on the weekends, this is what I really advise you guys to do. Use the higher time frames, right? And on the dashboard especially, what you guys get to do is look at the weekly time frame while drawing in support and resistance lines of your daily, if your 4-day, or even your weekly, right? So you can keep an eye on the higher time frames while looking at support and resistance lines of the mid time frames to the lower time frames if you guys want that approach. So Krisha, look at that. We came down there and bounced directly off it. What are your thoughts on the weekly now that we're about to close?
I mean, the weekly is currently living over that 21 EMA, but more importantly, Sean, I wanted to ask you, since you are the multi-time frame analysis king, what are your thoughts on the market right now? Do you think we're still in a range traders market, or are we getting into the trend trading phase?
So both of us have tried our hand at determining whether we're in a trend trade or a support and resistance trade, right? So far, you have been right in that we have been in a range traders market. Okay, we're leading into this zone over here, that $52,000 zone, ever since we had that bullish month of August leading into the beginning of September. Okay, I was looking for that $52,000 region to break towards the upside.
Yeah.
I was really skeptical on that because that was a key level in my opinion. In my opinion, if we had broken that level, Bitcoin was going to $100,000, right? So that's why it was so critical. And hey, on that note, we didn't break it, right? Because it would have been too powerful for Bitcoin to do it all in one shot. We came down and ended up being a range traders market for the entire month of September, because we went from the top of the range towards the bottom of the range. We did not trend, because if we trended downwards, we would have broken this zone over here. Okay, the support zone over here, which is why I wasn't too keen on taking that short trade, because I did not believe that we were trending towards the downside.
Yeah.
I believed that we were trading the range,
Yeah.
right? Essentially, I said, hey, you know what, Krisha was right. We are in a range traders market, right? So we bounced off the bottom of the range. And now what I was looking for Bitcoin to do, and I highlighted this towards the end of yesterday's video, was, hey, I want Bitcoin to start clearing major dynamic levels on the mid time frames, and we can go through them now really quickly. Here we're looking at the 4-hour time frame, but I want to start with the 4-day time frame. I'm going to turn on the dynamic right over here, and I was looking for the dynamic to close above, well, price to close above the dynamic on the 4-day time frame. For starters, that's coming in around $44,000. The 4-day hasn't closed yet. We're living above it, but we haven't closed yet. We're doing it in a day and 20 hours. Do we close above? It's likely, but not a certainty. Okay, so we have to wait for that day and 20 hours. Then I was looking at the 2-day time frame. That was a big one for me. Well, again, we're living above it, but we haven't closed above it just yet. When are we closing the 2-day? A day and 20 hours as well. And this one I really like, because last time around when we broke the 2-day dynamic, we had the big move, and it was a very similar situation, guys, where we had the thin dynamic. Okay, the thinning out of the dynamic, which implies a volatile move and then a trending market, right? And this answers your question, Krisha. Are we going to start a trending market? I'm not sure yet, but if we see the signs on the 2-day dynamic and the 4-day dynamic, we may just see the beginning of a trend get established. Because look at what happened last time. We broke the 2-day dynamic, broke towards the upside, retested it, and had the big trending move towards the 4-day SNR level. This zone over here, guys, is no, the zone was a little higher. It's around 50,000 to around 53,000, right? So around here, right? Yeah, that's the zone. That's the 4-day SNR zone. I'll just remove this line right over there. So we trended all the way up to the 4-day SNR zone, and then we came back down to towards the dynamic and broke it. Now we're threatening to retake it and potentially start another trending move after retesting the dynamic again, and then boom. This time around, we may actually trend, Krisha, to answer your question, all the way to the top of Bitcoin's range, which is at $63,000. So another $10,000 higher than the last move, right? So yeah, that answers your question. But I'm looking at one more time frame, Krisha, just to solidify things, and that's the 3-day time frame on the dynamic. Let me go ahead and move the horizontals. And again, same story. When are we closing? A day and 20 hours. We're closing the 4-day in
Yeah.
a day and 20 hours. Closing the 2-day
Yeah.
in a day and 20 hours. We're closing the 3-day in a day and 20 hours. But there's one more. And that's the weekly in a day and 20 hours. And the weekly Kush has been getting it so fantastic, right? This candle last week closed above the dynamic. This candle again wicked towards the bottom of the dynamic, and again giving us buy opportunities over and over again, staying green the entire time. I want to highlight again on the Mango dashboard, guys, app.mangoresearch.co. You guys have access to the weekly time frame, the 2-day, the 4-day, and the daily over here. On the free version of TradingView, you do not have access to the 2-day and the 4-day, I believe, right? I believe you have access to the weekly. I'm not entirely sure, but I know you don't have access to the 2-day and the 4-day. So if you want to follow along with Mango, you want to keep it the Mango way, the stress-free way, and you want access to the higher time frames that are pertinent and important, go ahead and make a free account on app.mangoresearch.co. Why the hell not? So I want to highlight the ability for you guys to be able to keep an eye on the weekly while drawing in your 4-day SNRs, and you can also turn on your Mango ribbon indicators over here with the 21 EMA and the 55 EMA showing. And Krisha, if we do close where we are at on the weekly time frame, right, we're going to reclaim the 21 EMA.
Yes, yes, and that I want to take that back to the short position that I took, which, by the way, has now officially been closed out. Okay, now yesterday, and it was particularly hard for me, especially, yesterday I told you that, I'm looking for a move from Bitcoin, at least, at the very least, in the next 24 hours. Now, think about that, guys. I was in a short position. So for me to even come up with an analysis, I had to keep my biases at bay, right? And that took a lot of strength and just
maturity.
Yeah, exactly, right? Even though I was on the other side of the trade and I was feeling antsy, and that was something that we had covered in yesterday's video, but unfortunately I did not include it because it was getting too long. Now, as far as that short position went, I was looking at 2 points, right? The one that Sean just marked out with the 2 X's. So as soon as I saw the momentum kick in this candle, I'm like, all right, you know what? Now it's likely time that I start putting in those stop losses, because we start taking out these wick highs right here. I was expecting the momentum to really, really pick up from then on. So I had put my stop losses up at this region right here, so it's slightly above the wicks. And it got triggered, of course, because we saw this candle follow through right after. Right, so that position has now officially been closed. I did take a loss on that Bitcoin short position. That was this other 70% that I had running at the time, because I did close the 30% on one of the 2-day closes that showed some bullish momentum. And that's what I mean. Keep your eyes peeled on things like lack of follow through. When you see a lack of follow through on a high probability trade, right, when it does not kick in, that means something is changing. Look for that momentum. Keep your eyes peeled on where the signatures are at. Is it on the bullish side or the bearish side? Yesterday, with that monthly close above the 10 SMA, that tipped me off on, hey, watch out for the bullish side. When the 4-day was showing us some stuttering, right, along the 4-day 21 EMA, we did not see follow through. That is telling you that, you know what, the bulls have some oomph still left in them. Okay, so keep your eyes peeled on signatures like that to really tip you off on where momentum could then go towards. Alrighty. So yeah, that is a very quick update on that short position.
I want to emphasize what you mentioned on signs of lack of follow through, Krisha. And I'd asked you, as a bear, if you're looking at this structure over here, how would you be feeling about the fact that we did not put in a lower low before seeing, or rather a lack of follow through to put in the low, and now we're moving towards the upside, right? We were essentially threatening to put in a higher low, and that higher low would be confirmed as soon as you start taking out these lows over here. Especially if we took out this low, we'd not just have a higher low, we'd have a higher low and a higher high, officially activating a daily uptrend and invalidating a downtrend, right?
Yes.
So that's essentially what happened, and that's why you saw this reversal all the short traders were getting out of their positions because they were all getting invalidated on their trend trade, right? As soon, if you are in a trend trade, right, you are looking towards this, putting in a lower low, right? You're in that trade, you're waiting, you could exit in layers, kind of the way that Krisha did, or you could say, you know what, as soon as we tick above this low, I'm gonna basically market sell my position. And on the flip side, we also see breakout trend traders who see that high being taken out, and they say, you know what, I'm just entering my trend trade as well now towards the upside, right? So you have sellers who turn into buyers because they have to buy back their short positions, and then you have new buyers coming in saying, you know what, we're beginning a new trend because we have a higher high, we have a higher low. I'm entering this Bitcoin uptrend. Let's go.
Yes, 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 yes. So this is how you sort of read the momentum, you know, when the volatility kicks in. So if you guys have to take notes on videos like this and how we manage certain things and what it is that we're looking for, do take notes. This time, of course, once again, Sean, Mango's higher time frames, like the monthly time frame, kicked in for the bulls. They had that one last saving grace, and they managed to pick it up.
Oh man, it was so tight.
So yeah, I mean,
Closed
this
above,
is,
opened under.
we'll still have to see what Bitcoin is up to, but hey, stay tuned for the mango juice. Also, guys, we are going to be covering altcoins once again. You guys have any requests? Do shoot us a comment in the comment section below, and we shall get to your altcoin requests.
Speaking of which, Krisha caught that amazing trade on Axie's Infinity. I got a chance to hop along on that trade as well.
But that was the dashboard. That was all the dashboard. The Mango dashboard gave me the first clues on the 4-hour time frame, and then I sort of went on to some of the other time frames. I'm like, what's AXS doing? Because I actually filtered by the Ichimoku bullish indicator. That's how I found Axis USDT. And I noticed that that chart looked phenomenal. Like, it looked so good, I had to get in. And yeah, that sort of made up for all the losses I took on Bitcoin and then some. So I'm happy about that. But lessons to be learned everywhere, right?
And a key lesson over there, Krisha, it's all about taking those losses with no care. I don't say no care, of course we're human beings, but you take those losses and you move on to the next trade.
Yeah.
Right? If you had been stubborn and wanted to hold on to that trade, you would have been sitting in a massive loss right now, and you wouldn't have had the mental space to be looking for opportunities because you have been worried and obsessing about one single trade, right? But even though your Bitcoin trade was under threat, you were looking for new opportunities, and you found access for yourself, but for the community too. You found for me, and you mentioned on the C chat as well. So hey, good stuff, Krisha. I've been watching you mature as a trader over the years, and it's amazing to see you execute.
Whee! Alrighty, guys, this is all we have for you for today. And with this, trade safely, trade stress-free, trade the mango way, trade the easy way. Ciao.
Ciao, guys.